Hi, I'm Jeff Bellomo with Bellomo and Associates. We are your estate planning and elder law firm. Welcome to our video. At Bellomo and Associates, we believe in education first and foremost. Years and years ago, I had the unfortunate incident of my mother becoming ill. And I remember being in the hospital, and I remember having a lot of questions about what was going to happen and how could we find out the answers, and there were no answers available. And the attorneys that we met with charged a consultation fee to meet with them and ultimately did not answer any of our questions. And I became very kind of upset and said, this isn't a way to practice law. I believe that we should be able to educate for free and provide free information to assist people so that what happened to my family in that hospital room does not happen to yours. When you're in crisis, that is not the time to learn all of the information that you could have learned prior. And I don't think that you should have to pay for that information either. So we created Bellomo and Associates, which is an estate planning and elder law firm based on the education model first and foremost. So we offer free educational workshops in estate planning, crisis planning, special needs planning, probate administration, as well as trust administration. The purpose of this video is primarily to discuss probate. We're going to talk about what is probate, who needs probate, and how can Bellomo and Associates help. So if you would like any educational information about any of those practice areas that I talked about, please give the office a call at 717-845-5390, and they'll be able to provide you the information about those educational opportunities in those areas. Specifically, this video, I'd like to talk a little bit about probate. So what is probate? Probate is merely the state's rulebook. It is the state's rulebook that tells us how do we distribute assets after a person dies if they own those assets in their name alone with no beneficiary designations. Now, if you have a will, that will govern those assets that are in your name alone. It will tell us who's the executor, which is the person who's going to carry out our wishes. If they are male, it's executor. If they are female, it's executrix. So the document will tell us who that will be. But if the asset is in the decedent's name alone, that will go through the will, which will also then go through probate. Another way that we will go through probate is if you did not have a will at the time of your death. That is called intestate succession. So it's just a fancy word, don't worry about it, but it essentially means that we're going to go through the same process that we would have if you had a will, but the government, the state of Pennsylvania, is going to tell us what your rule book is going to be or who we're going to distribute the assets to. But whether we have a will or whether we're going through intestate succession, we're still following the state's rule book. We're still going through the probate process. The biggest difference between those two is that with a will, we are naming an executor. With intestate succession, we are naming an administrator. Again, same thing, same responsibility, same duties, just a different name. So the probate process is going to tell us that the executor or administrator will go to the courthouse, they will fill out a probate petition, they will take an oath. I will duly administer the estate and abide by provisions of law relating to inheritance tax. If you will, please say I will. And then they sign, and then ultimately they receive what I call the golden ticket, which allows them to be able to transact business on behalf of the decedent. So probate is going to tell us all of the rules. It tells us what has to happen, when it has to happen by. For example, we have to make sure that we have an inheritance tax return done within 9 months of the date of death. So on the probate side, we are dealing with assets in a person's name alone. Now, if you have a situation where there was a trust, that would be trust administration. So you're probably going to go through a very similar process, but just slightly different in order to be able to administer the trust. And we do have a trust administration workshop that can also assist you if you're not sure. How can we help? Well, at Bellomo and Associates, we will offer workshops. Each of them are dedicated just to the probate process or to the trust administration process. We also have e-guides. If you go to our website, we have a lot of information about the process, about who needs it and when they need it. And then ultimately, what we'd like to do is to have you come into our office for a free consultation or a phone call or a Zoom with one of our team members to talk about your specific facts. And we will take a look at it, and we will then determine if you need to go through the probate process or if you need to go through the trust administration process, or whether there's a completely different process that you have to go through depending on your situation. We will give a free consultation. We will give you answers. We will tell you what you need to know. And we will also tell you any costs up front that would be applicable if we're going to help you. Then you get to decide. You get to decide, armed with the information and the details that you need to make a decision about whether you'd like to work with us. If you're listening to this and you realize that you might need help in another area, whether it be pre-planning or crisis planning or special needs planning, feel free to give us a call at 717-845-5390 or click on the link and check out more information about us so that we can help you and assist you in any possible way that we can. We thank you for taking the time today to listen to us. We hope that you learned a little bit about probate, about what it is and who needs it, and how we at Bellomo and Associates can help you. Thank you. I wish you nothing but the best, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.